Hey, so I get questions all the time about how I do my eyelashes and my mascara, so I figured I'd do a video where I just do my eyelashes and explain like every step I do and how I get them to look the way I like them. So anyway, there's a couple things I always use. I always use an eyelash curler. I've tried a bunch of different types. This one is pretty good, it's Revlon. You know, anyone will really do. I like to use a blow dryer when I have the chance. I'll explain why later. I like to use the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. I've talked about this like a million times. It's just the best mascara ever. And then I like to use kind of a drier mascara when I've had a little bit longer. Not old, but just one that's not super wet. So right now I'm using the Maybelline Falsies, but a lot of different ones work. And then sometimes if I am feeling up to it, I like to add right at the end a little layer of a really new mascara, so a really wet one. And right now I'm using the Thick and Fast by Silk & Glory. So you don't need all that stuff, but that's just what I'm using right now. So let's get started. So the first thing that I do is I take a blow dryer and I blow dry my eyelash curler, just to heat it up a little bit, because just like when you curl your hair, a hot iron works better than just a normal one. You don't want it so hot that it burns, so just blow it for a little bit. So then once you've heated it up, you just want to test it with your fingers. You don't want it to be so hot that it will burn you, so you should be able to hold it. You just want it warm, just a little bit warm. You don't want to burn yourself. So let me move y'all closer and I'll show you how I curl them. So once you have it heated up, you're just going to go right up to your eyelashes and curl them like normal. I like to clamp them and then squeeze nice and tight, pump it a little bit, go up a little bit, just give it a few good pumps, really press. As you go upward, I like to curl right at the base, and then just check to see how curled it is so you can see. So once we have one done, I like to work pretty quickly because my eyelashes are very straight and they will fall. So I'm just going to take a nice dry mascara and just set the curl just a little bit. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so now we had put on just a really thin layer of a drier mascara so that it sets the curl. Now, one thing that's very, very, very important is that it is a waterproof mascara. Almost all the mascara I use is waterproof except for the very last layer, because just like with your hair, when you're setting a curl, you want it to be oil-based. If it's water-based, just like if you put water on a curl in your hair, it will actually make the curl fall. So what I found that works for me really, really well is just to seal the curl with waterproof mascara. So the next thing I'm going to do after I have that base on is use my favorite mascara in the whole world, the Voluminous Lash Paradise. It's really, like, if you try it, your life will be changed. This is also the waterproof version in Black is Black. So what I'm going to do now is just put this on like normal, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I like to start at the root and wiggle up. Okay, so once you have as much as you want on your lashes as a normal base, this has all been with waterproof, just until you get the desired volume, see how it's nice and curled, nice and dark. What I like to do is take really any mascara. I'm not in love with this. I actually don't think it's that great, the Thick and Fast. But any mascara that is not waterproof, just really nice and wet, to just give your lashes a little bit extra blackness, because this now is dry. So I just like to go right over the top, and this just helps define it a little bit more. And of course, only do as much mascara as you're comfortable with. I really love like big lashes, so if you don't love this much mascara, just do a coat, you know, whatever you love. So just a normal mascara, just to kind of give it a little bit more definition. Okay, so see how that made it just a little bit more defined? So now this is what your lashes will look like all done. So you can see from the side, they're really nice and curled. They're really nice and long. You can see the difference. So now what I like to do is the bottom. And I'm actually going to leave one side undone just so you can see the full difference. And you can see I got a little bit on my eyelid because I've done makeup for years and I can't not get mascara on my eyelid. So I will show you how to take it off. It's not that hard. So now I'm going to do the bottom. For the bottom, I like to use a skinnier mascara. So let me get that and I'll show you. Okay, so what I like to use for the bottom lashes is I really love the Telescopic by L'Oreal. This has been out forever. Sometimes it changes packaging, but you usually can find it. But what's really important is that it's a skinny, see how skinny that brush is? Really nice and thin, so you can really get those bottom lashes. Because for me, I love bottom lashes. Some people don't like their bottom lashes done as well, but I really do. So I'm going to show you how I like to do that. I like to just take, this does not have to be waterproof unless you have watery eyes, but this does not have to be waterproof because it doesn't need to be curled. So I just get right up to the base and same thing, just wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, so now I have my bottom lashes done and you can see it's just a nice layer of mascara, nothing too fancy. So this is what it looks like when I have all my mascara on. There's my mascara on my eyelid. I'll take that off in a second. But you can see it's nice and curled, they're really long, they're really defined, and you can really tell a huge, huge difference just in how big your eyes look. I mean, there's a huge difference. So that is how I do my mascara. I'm going to do the other side, come back, and then I'll show you how to get rid of the mascara. If you're like me, you can't help but get it all over your eyelid. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've done the other eye, and this is how I do my mascara. So now I'm going to show you a couple ways to get rid of the mascara that you can sometimes get on your eyelids, which I always get. There's two things you can do. If it's a little bit, like if it's just kind of dry and it doesn't seem like it's going to be that hard to take off, I like to take the brush you're using to do your eyeshadow, and a little bit of the eyeshadow you had been using when you did it. So I'm just going to grab, I'm using my Morphe palette, which if you don't have this, it's the Morphe 350 and it's the best eyeshadow palette ever. It's just really, really good. I use it every single day. It has everything you'd ever need to do your makeup. So I'm just going to take the shade I was using when I did my makeup. I'm just going to take a little bit and just go right over the extra mascara. And most of the time, it will just come off. So, see that? Pretty much gone. Now, if you have one that you think is going to be harder to take off, sometimes I like to try the eyeshadow trick first. So I'm going to try this to see if I can get it to come off, and if not, I can show you what else you can do. Okay, so actually I was able to get it all off just using my eyeshadow brush and going over, so that's what it looks like. So these are the lashes done. Now, if I wasn't able to get it off the brush, what I like to do is take a Q-tip and the coconut oil that I use to take off my makeup, which is just normal coconut oil. Dip just a little bit of your Q-tip in a little bit of the coconut oil and just dot over the places where you have your mascara, and it will come right off. Then just go back over it with a little bit of eyeshadow, touch it up, and it will take like 2 seconds, and you won't even know, because if you're like me, I can't help but get it all over my eyelids. So this is how I do my mascara. I get asked about it all the time, so that's about it. I think the most important things are that you curl your eyelashes, and if you really want the curl, use the blow dryer, and that you're using waterproof mascara. The rest you can kind of fill in the blanks, what you like, what you have. I change up all the time what I use, but it's always waterproof, and I always curl my lashes. So I hope this answered some of the questions, and let me know if there's anything else. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked it.